Hey, what's up guys? It's Louis back with another video, and today we had to talk about who should be doing ab workouts. Should you be doing core workouts? Should you skip it or should you do it, right? I saw somebody comment on one of my shorts and it was saying something about like I posted a video about a plank and they was talking about there's better exercises, blah, 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 all the extraterrestrial stuff, right? Listen, there are more intense exercises, right, when it comes to your core. But when you first start working out, you're not going to be able to do any and every exercise. You got to start somewhere, okay? So you start with planks, you start with sit-ups. Sometimes you're not going to even be able to do a regular sit-up. How much people you know could barely even do a sit-up, right? Now, what I'm talking about is when in the video I was talking about, like it was a one-arm plank. I was just telling people, try it out, challenge yourself, When I do anything, if I do a Superman push-up or stuff like that, I'm not telling everybody to do it. I'm telling the people who can do it, or think they could do it, challenge yourself, try it out. You might get it, you might not get it, okay? Feel me? It's like me seeing something brand new and I'm like, oh, wow, let me try to see if I could do this. That's all it is, okay? But let's talk about who should be doing abs, okay? As you can see, I get my abs. I worked real hard for this, right? Now, my biggest thing is if you're overweight, let's say you're really overweight, your midsection is a little bit overweight, overlapping or whatever the case may be, right? The main thing you need to be focusing on is losing weight, okay? That's what I would tell you. I would tell you start off with walks. I wouldn't even try to tell you to jog, depending on how heavy you are, because you got to remember, even me at 165, 170, 172, fluctuating at that weight, even me, depending on how I run or how long I run, I can feel the impact on my joints. So imagine if you're overweight and you're running heavy, you're going to feel the impact on your joints. So we don't want that. We want safety. We want you to preserve your body. So I would say to start off with walking, start off with doing the rower machine, because the rower machine you sit in, but you still get to do some kind of work. Start off with your most important thing to focus on is going to be your diet. If you're very overweight, that's the most important. You don't have to worry about no ab workouts. You don't need to worry about no core workouts and stuff like that. I would say work on your diet. Try to get if you don't understand diet and calculating calories and stuff like that, hire a nutritionist or a dietitian. Get your diet on point, get your calories on point to the amount that you need to lose the weight. Once you get that on point, then you start doing some workouts, some movements. There's a lot of movements you're not going to be able to do. From my experience as a trainer for a couple of years and stuff like that, working with many different clients, most people who are overweight, like when I say overweight, meaning really overweight, they got to start real slow. You can't get them. Some of them can't be getting down, doing push-ups. They get down, they can't get back up. So you got to focus. I would say for all the people that are overweight, I would say focus on your diet and focus on going out, taking a walk, doing simple stuff. Nothing that's going to harm you, really. Okay, and then once you get that done, you get that knocked out of the way. Once you start seeing that weight going down, then you start to elevate, then you start to elevate, then you start to elevate, okay? Then when you start being able to do push-ups and all these different things, then you start to do your ab workouts and stuff like that. You feel me? You start to add in your core workouts. Because this is what a lot of people don't understand. When you go to do a squat, you got to engage your core. When you go to do a bench press, you have to engage your core. When you're sprinting, you have to engage your core. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing a lot, especially explosive movements and stuff like that, bro, everything you do, you got to engage your core. So why not train it like a muscle? Why would you have to use this every day? This is like you walking every day, but you don't train legs. That don't make no sense. Like, think about it. You got to think about it. If you go in every place, and we're not talking about having the biggest legs on the planet, because a lot of those guys you see out there with big legs, that don't mean they're the strongest person on the planet. Some of them gonna get gassed. Some of them could probably sprint a quick sprint and they're done for the day. So you got to remember that You don't necessarily want the biggest legs on the planet. You just want to have strong legs, strong body, strong core. Okay, so that's another thing. And one thing with planks teach you how to engage your core. If your core not engaged, your back start to sink in, stuff like that. So one thing with planks is going to teach you to have that mind muscle connection with the core. Okay, so remember that. Okay, and that's the main thing I was trying to tell people. Like whenever I do my core workouts, I do my core workouts. It's not for everybody to do off rip. Meaning, if you are an overweight person and you have a very strong mind and you want to try certain things, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you, if you're very overweight, get the weight down. Okay, if you overweight but not like to the point where you can't do a jog, or then you good. But if you're too overweight, then I would say focus on that. Now, if you're not overweight at all, you have no reason to not to do core. You have no reason not to. Core should be a priority just like every other muscle. I feel like your legs should be a priority, just like how people prioritize the top, and the core should be a priority just like people prioritize your chest and top and stuff. You need to work your muscle like every other muscle. If you are a football player and all you do is run and you don't never practice catching the ball, and catching the ball is a very big part of your position, you're gonna suck because you don't practice. You're not trying to, it don't make no sense. A lot of people they'll comment stuff and they say stuff because they want to sound smart, like they know what they're talking about. But I'm telling you, bro, it's not as scientific as everybody think. Okay, so just make sure, like I say, if you overweight and you're trying to lose the weight, just focus on losing the weight, focus on your diet and stuff like that. And once you get to a good weight where when you get on a treadmill or you go outside to do a jog, it's not hurting your joints really, or when you get down on the ground, you could get back up and stuff like that, because that was some of my clients' biggest worries. Like they would say, no, I can't get on the ground because I can't get back up. And they have me there, so they will be able to try because I'll help them. But if you know you're going to hurt yourself or stuff like that, take it easy, smooth. Instead of doing regular push-ups, you do push-ups, elevated push-ups, whatever the case may be. And just take it easy, get the weight off, and then when you get to a comfortable spot, then you start to add those more aggressive exercises, into it. But I hope that helped you guys, and be safe.